Well, hello everyone. You're here to show you the text pocketbook coloring right here. As you see right here is the coloring right here of me right here, and of course this one, this picture right here, this drawing, I should say, drawing, you see, from a picture from whenever I was about 7, 8 years old, something like that, back in say 1994, I think it was. But anyway, this picture right here was which I went ahead and drew is a picture right here is that I had was received a book, from like to say the book fairs that I think my dad or mom bought it for me, and I was proud of it. So I want to kind of say propose, I want to kind of expose and say to the camera by saying it's a special thank you, where they say that after I received the book, that you say that I was proud of it due to the fact because asked for it, and my parents bought it for me. As you say, it's like since you've been a good fella, as you say. But other than that you have right here is for tax the tax pocketbook, and basically talking about right here is you have you say talking about that between our tax is about is like it's puzzles. You can describe it as maybe puzzles, or it could be your problems. You get the problems right there. It's like P for problem solved is like you got the problems right there. It's like P or B is like for problems solved or anything like that. But you got right here is that the for puzzle and then all the problems. But basically is that you see right here is that you can make it like a little art symbol, as you say, artifact. You say that with these words right here, you got the words like for teach. Right here is like you kind of like the way I have it described right here is like a bullseye. With the bullseye, the bullseye would represent is like maybe other than the game of darts or whatever you call it, it would represent is that the fact about whenever that if we can all remember whenever we first bought something, if it was you say a book or a reading book, or maybe anything related to school supplies or anything like that, anything that you needed at the school, that you would think about that what you would need whenever you would do what you need to do at school. It's like if it had anything to do with writing utensils, or if it had anything to do with I remember whenever I was going to school, that the school supplies I needed were like notepads, and then along with markers. You get the markers. I'm familiar with a few brands that I think Crayola I think was one of them, and then another one I think was Crazy Make or anything like that. Rainbow Amalgam or anything like that. But you got right here is you get that the word that represented is for teach. It says teach right here, and it's like it's worded into like a problem that could easily be solved into like what you call it, different say categories. It is talking about with our taxes that most of us, if we were to do our math right, that you have right here is for teach right here is basically talking about is with teach, and then of course I can maybe draw, I can say an X right here, draw an X that the X would represent is like for the fact about is like you do the math problem. See here, go ahead, see, get the purple. It's got the black and purple, but anyway, something that will show like what you call it, say bolded type color. But anyway, you got the X right here. The X is like for tax, for teach tax it is. You got the X right there, and then of course it's like if you want to draw like another X, it's like you draw. It's like for tax, and like X could stand for X for 10, and then of course X, it's like triple X for like 20, or as to say. But you got right here is you got X right here, and along with this problem right here is so far as talking about with tax. You got tax right here, and it looks like that similar symbol to where if you were to think about it's like it looks like kind of like a TP tent. It's like you got the tent right there, with the tent that is like enough, it's like a cone shape, to where if you were to save up money, that a lot of times it's like money that you would pay, for the state and into the federal government. It is for that. It's like for how much money that you make, for whenever, if you were to get your tax return, it is. But anyway, most of us would probably think about is that the type of math that you would normally use about every day. That whatever amount of money that comes into your pocket is all you had to use, to survive off of, or it's like, or to take care of the bills, such and such. But other than that, you'll probably think about the many ways how to bring money into your pocket, and the many ways how to manage paying, taking care of whatever bills or any type, anything else that needs to be taken care of. And of course, with most of us here, you can probably think about is that whenever about our tax money, that most of us would probably think about is like how old we were whenever we first bought something, maybe in other countries, or maybe here in the U.S., or maybe in Israel or China or wherever. That a lot of times that a lot of that money, of course, is used for like improvements on the roads and highways and stuff like that. But other than that, if we all think about is that about taxes, is that really the whole meaning about taxes? It's like it's almost like it's really like it's against the law, to not to pay the taxes. You like even on tax-free week around I think here in the state of Missouri, that's in August, but then like maybe Kansas State or Utah or Chicago, Illinois, or any places like that, Detroit or wherever, that they would have like their own set date, for whenever they do tax-free weekends. It is, and a lot of times it's like a lot of people, customers, at my job would say that well, it's like I thought it was a discount or whatever. I thought I would not be charged taxes or whatever. But it's like so far as putting the white smile on your face or whatever. It's like it's talking about. It's like with your tax money, that it's like you still got to pay taxes. Yeah, you still got to pay taxes, because you'll be breaking the law, if you don't pay taxes. But on the other hand, too, that whatever you do buy, more likely they could probably say that whatever you do buy, if you pay taxes or not, as long as you'll use it. It's like if you'll use it, and then of course one thing you probably do learn, which we probably learn about every day, about whenever you do buy stuff, that to know about so far is like, is it with the math, see that the math facts. The math facts is that if you were to have a number between 1 and 10, maybe 1, 20 come from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then do the math from there. But other than that, it's like you take the math problem, and you work it out to where you can maybe how much money you have left coming into your pocket after taxes are deducted. It is. It's like it's like you have right here. You got the pocket right here. The amount of money that comes into your pocket, and let's just say that maybe if I could think about it, it's like if you can maybe come up with your own custom designed coins. It is. Let's just say that with the coins could also represent maybe the points. If you could maybe answer this, like if I were to say it's like maybe to get paid to answer whatever questions that people have. It's like that do I still have to pay taxes? If I only make so much a month or whatever you call it, or maybe that I qualify for less than 20%. If I only made so much, or that maybe if I made more from the following month or whatever it is, then a lot of times we can probably all think about is for tax pocketbook. Is that a book that you can maybe make for yourself, that be able to keep in mind about is like money, the good ways to put money back into your pocket, and then of course the good ways of taking it out. And one way you could say about taking it out is knowing about, it's like as soon as you go to checkout, that you're out of money, you may have to put something back, if you ain't got enough money to to pay for it or whatever. you may have to put something back. But then on the other hand too, that you can think about it is that that it's like, you know, that obey the rules is like the don't steal, just you know, decide about, you know, whatever that you still want to pay for it, and then go from there. But other than that, is it talking about is like if we all ever played like the game of Hangman or whatever, that you start out with like what you call a blank, a plain, say clear image, you say of me right there, and then as the money savings continues, that you can, you know, you will be able to see that you know, get more and say clear visual of say is that picture of me. It's like if I were to be standing in the yard, it is standing in the yard. I really don't even know if yard work was one of my first jobs whenever as I got older. But other than that, is talking about with it's like for, you know, for text pocketbook, it is. Just think about it, it's like a book that you can read for later, a book that you can keep notes in. You can keep notes in the fact about to know about how much is coming in your pocket and how much is coming out. But other than that, it's like knowing about. It's like you count from, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and tell me that you love me though, or it's like, you know, tell me that you love what, or it's like tell me that you love math, or tell me that you love to save. But other than that, it's like for that, it's like a text pocketbook coloring.